Hello, welcome back to Centered by Courtney. I'm Courtney, I'm a sound healer, and I'm excited to chat with you here today about recognizing the need. Okay, hang on, let me do this. Hello, welcome back to Centered by Courtney. I'm Courtney, I'm a sound healer, and I'm excited to chat with you about rest and why it is so important all year round, but in the winter season, how it becomes so much more of, so I guess, socially acceptable. And so, yeah, I just want to chat with you on why I think it's so important, why I love rest, and okay, wow. Whew. Hello, welcome back to Centered by Courtney. I'm Courtney. I am a sound healer, and I am excited you're joining me here today. Oh, I think Ollie might join us here. I want to chat a little bit about recognizing the need for rest, not just in the winter season. Ollie's coming in. He's like, I want to talk about rest too. We both love to sleep. I mean, if anybody has a dog, most dogs love to sleep quite often. And maybe I was a dog in a past life because homegirl loves to sleep. Like, I love it. But let's talk to a little bit about the tendency to only kind of be socially acceptable to rest in the wintertime. I think, when the seasons start to change and our clocks change for daylight savings time. I know we don't kind of do that here in Arizona, but I've lived in other places that do that. And I think it's interesting when these days get shorter and shorter. As a society, we're like, oh my God, this is rest time. This is time to like go to bed early. And you think back to when it was really an interesting time of that was years and years ago when we had a bunch of farmers and they would get up at the crack of dawn in the summertime and stay up until the sun went down, and then in the wintertime it was like a shorter and shorter amount of time that they were working outside. And I think there's such a big piece of in the wintertime it's so socially acceptable, and I'm seeing it all over my socials right now of like, oh, I'm going to bed early, like, and it's such a big thing. It's almost like the bears hibernate over winter in an aspect, and we kind of do the same thing. We get into these comfort meals and we just want to bundle up when it gets cold and sleep more. And I'm a huge proponent of rest. Like, I am one of those people that, not gonna lie, like every day I like to take a nap. Like, I love sleep. It's like one of my favorite things. And I feel like it just rejuvenates me and it allows me to kind of be more present and in a better place. And so, I think there's a tendency for people to say like, oh, like in wintertime we rest, but like in summer we go, go, go. And, I see that because like the days are longer and we have more sunlight. But I want to let you know, like, it's okay to rest all year round. Like, you don't have to be so productive 24/7. Like, it's okay to take a nap. It's okay to go to bed earlier, have a more scheduled bedtime. I know it is so hard, especially like when a new season or something drops on Netflix and you're like, oh, I just want to binge this. I'm going to stay up and do it. I've totally been there. But I want to say, like, sleep is really, really important for all of us, and taking that time to rest. And resting doesn't have to be just sleeping. Like, let me say that out here as well. Like, I'll say that again. Resting is not just sleeping, much as I think it is. It is. It's more than that. And I think resting could be, sitting somewhere with your eyes closed for a couple of minutes. It could be doing a meditation. It could be doing a sound bath. Those are all things that keep you at rest and help you rejuvenate and recover and bring this back. And maybe it's breath work. Those are all things that help you rest and recover and feel better later. And I think the reality is we need to be resting all year round throughout the year. We need to make sure we're prioritizing that. And with that, when you look at it, it's pretty much like adding it into your daily life. And so maybe it's not a nap. I know not everybody loves naps. It can mess up their night sleep schedule. But maybe the rest is doing a sound bath or doing a meditation or, when you get home from work, sitting in the driveway for 5 minutes. It's like your rest or decompression time. I think that's super important. And I just want to say, like, there's no season to rest. Different seasons of your life and not just like the seasons of like the weather. But I think there's different seasons of your life where, obviously when you have a kid, a newborn, like you probably aren't resting as much, but finding those couple moments to like sleep when the baby's sleeping, or finding time to rest in some aspects. And that looks different for everybody. And so I just want to come on here and say, like, it's important to rest. Find a way to make that, a part of your schedule, building, a morning and evening routine. I worked with this amazing femininity coach at one point, and she said this, and it kind of blew my mind. And it was like, if you're trying to sleep better or like build a great evening routine, build your morning routine first. And I was like, why? Like, if I'm trying to like go to bed earlier, why don't I build a better like evening routine? And I was like, no. Think about it in the morning. When you get up, what you're doing in the morning, how you're preparing for the day, what's going on, or like vice versa. If you're trying to get up in the morning early, like prep your evening routine, because it's like you getting enough sleep or preparing the night before or making your meals the night before is going to allow you to have a better or easier morning. So figure out what it takes for you to kind of get that rest. And I'm a big proponent of like, do the upfront work to make it easier for the rest of the week, right? So it's like, if you're planning on eating a healthy meal every night, like maybe meal prep a couple of those just so that you got some easy things. If life gets busy, which we all know it does, you have that time for yourself or that extra little piece of rest. So make sure you check that out. And then I think just like creating a presence among all the chaos. So really just finding those little moments for yourself. And I know last week we talked about in the holiday season having like a little escape, but maybe you need that in your daily life. Just like a little piece of, okay, like for 5 minutes every day, I'm gonna close my eyes and like think about this, or breathe into this, or go to my happy place, or listen to a sound bath, or whatever that is, and like get this little like rest and restore yourself a little bit more so you can stay centered and calm and grounded and show up as the best version of yourself. So yeah, I think that's super important. And just respect the cycles. You're going to go through more times in your life where you're going to need more rest or like less time, downtime, and that may not align with the seasons, and that's a-okay. But yeah, like I think it's great we're coming into this winter season, and everyone is starting to prioritize rest a little bit more, and going inward and pausing and thinking about this year. And so remember, you can do that all year round. It doesn't need to be just in the winter season. So just recognize that rest is very, very important. And I think there's like a third of, I want to say like Americans that don't get enough rest out there. And, that leads to a lot of really negative things. Like, it could be heart problems, diabetes, like a bunch of different things. Like not getting enough rest and not sleeping enough and not taking care of yourself is really, really hard on your body. So, find those moments. And, it doesn't have to be, I'm going to go to bed at 8 o'clock every night to try to get enough rest. It could just be like, hey, I'm going to turn off the TV 10 minutes before I normally do and do a little meditation, or, close my eyes 10 minutes earlier, or instead of watching TV for the last hour, I'm going to like read a book for the last hour. You're going to figure out what it is for yourself that gives you that feeling of rest and recovery, and helps you just kind of be the better version of yourself. So I would love to hear what you do to rest, what works best for you. And yeah, Ollie and I would love that. We always love our good little naps, right, Boo? We love our daily naps. I know. But yeah, would love to hear kind of what you do. And I just want to reiterate, like, I'm excited. We're kind of coming into this darker season of sleeping and resting and really kind of taking a moment for ourselves. But just remember, you can do that all year round. Well, thanks for joining me here today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and we will see you next week. Hello, and welcome to this mindful moment. Please take a second to sit down or lay, find a comfortable place, and begin to close down your eyes. Let's start by taking a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more, in through your nose and out through your mouth. During this holiday season, While we notice the hustle and bustle around us, we take a moment to pause into the present moment and to rest. We know that resting all year round is available to us. We know how important rest is. And after we rest, we feel restored, happy, healthy, and relaxed. Resting may look different to different people. It may look like an afternoon nap for some. It may look like just taking a moment on their way home from work to decompress. It may even look like baking your favorite dessert or coloring. We're going to envision different ways to rest, recover, and restore ourselves. To find those tools to add to our toolkit during the holiday season. As you slowly come back into the room, you feel rested, relaxed, and restored. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes, blinking open your eyes and rejoining me in the room. I hope you enjoyed this restful, mindful moment, and we'll see you next week.